Hello, Dale Bay here for Guitar Impulse. Today's lesson, how to read music notation and guitar tablature. One type of question that's often asked, if famous musicians ranging from Irving Berlin, Bob Dylan, Pete Townsend, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Slash of Guns N' Roses, Cliff Burton, Yanni, Paul McCartney, and the Bee Gees cannot read music, then why should I learn to read music? Reading music allows you to look at the entire song structure in just a few seconds. Even if you can pick out all the chords and licks by ear, you will never understand how your favorite song is really put together. You may therefore struggle for years to write your own songs. When you can read music, scales, patterns, and licks are easily identifiable. In addition, other players will know exactly what you are playing and how to follow in a short amount of time. The earliest form of music notation were on a cuneiform tablet dating back to 2000 BC. This stone at Delphi from the 2nd century AD shows how music symbols were carved above the main line of Greek lettering. Each note was given a very distinctive symbol as to not confuse the reader. As music notation evolved, shape notes were used in the 1800s to help singers find pitches within major and minor scales without the use of more complex information found in key signatures on the staff. Unfortunately, modern music notation, with its exclusive use of rounding notation, has all but eliminated the easy task of finding pitches. In this picture, the C major scale is shown with each note being placed on the line or in the spaces of the 5-line music staff. Some of the basic elements of music notation are as follows: treble clef or G clef symbol, key signature, which can be marked as either sharp or flat, time or meter signature, in this case it's marked as 4/4 time, quarter notes, eighth notes, repeat sign, and a bar line at the very end. To play this correctly, simply tap your foot on the floor for each beat while plucking each note as indicated. Each quarter note receives one beat, while 2/8 notes get one beat as well. The repeat sign tells us to go back to the very beginning one time and repeat the same notes again. This is really only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the complexity of music notation. Single note values can range from 1 beat to 4 beats. Each one has a different name. Some of these include whole notes, half notes, 16th notes. Rests, on the other hand, are used when silence is needed in a piece of music. Notice that they can even have the same names. This complexity to music notation is what often frustrates musicians. It is estimated that 7 out of every 10 musicians has trouble reading modern music notation. Most simply just give up after a year of trying to learn how to read music notation. Luckily, there is a way to make music notation fun and easy to read. If music is meant to express emotion, then there should be some sort of connection to it. Color is often associated with motion. This picture shows how different emotions can be assigned a specific color along a color wheel. Go to any concert and you will see the stage lit according to the mood of the song. Music notation shares a similar relationship with mood. The trick is simply applying it. In standard tuning, A is usually tuned to a concert pitch of 440 Hz. That just means the fifth string on your guitar will vibrate up and down 440 times per second when plucked. If we place a finger down at the 12th fret on the A string, the string will vibrate twice as fast, or at 880 Hz. What if we took A at 440 Hz and doubled it 40 times? Now we would get a frequency that matches a light wave that is orange in color. A can therefore be given a visual color. We can do this with all 12 pitches and make music notation a lot easier to read. Each pitch would have only one color and would replace the black rounded note. A C major scale now seems far more inviting, with each note being as vibrant as the next. This may seem like a gimmick, but the color organist in the 1800s took this relationship very seriously. Many famous musicians believed and used it as a way of expressing their music visually. Imagine if your guitar fretboard reflected this sound to light relationship. Instead of struggling to find the same pitch on another string, all locations are now easily identifiable. If a painter must see the paints in order to apply them on a canvas, why wouldn't a musician want to know a way to see their music more clearly? Even so, guitarists are still more willing to abandon music notation altogether in favor of something far more instinctive like guitar tablature. Tablature dates as far back as the Renaissance around the 14th century. Guitarists, organists, and lute players began using it as a way to find instrument fingerings instead of musical pitches. This picture shows a Voila tablature from the book Orphenica Lyra. Notice that the color red is used for the numerals of the vocal part to make it easier to locate for the singer. This table or chart method of reading music is very popular with today's guitar players since it can be easily displayed on a computer. In this example tab of Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple, dashed lines are used to indicate the different strings of the guitar. Notice that if you are right-handed and lay your guitar on your lap, the tab chart perfectly mirrors the guitar. In standard tuning, E, B, G, D, A, and E are used along the left side of the tab. In most basic tabs, tempo, time signature, bar lines, and repeat signs are clearly indicated. Open strings are indicated by the number 0, while numbers like 3 or 5 are used to indicate the exact fret on notes to be played. Sometimes rhythm values like quarter notes and eighth notes are indicated by the letters capital Q and capital E respectively. If the author is really thorough, they may even include a tablature legend. Most of the advanced guitar techniques like hammer-ons, pull-offs, and bends are explained here. When locating guitar tabs online, remember that there are always versions which seem more correct than others. A player that does not understand the fretboard may very well not produce a very reliable tab. It's really up to you to decide which one is the best to use. The numbers used for the different frets on guitar tab are akin to using colors to locate notes. Each number is unique and easily identifiable. This should be the purpose of any music notation. Use the one you feel the most comfortable with. That's all that really matters. This takes us to the end of the lesson. Answer the 10 questions or statements about this lesson. Number 1. Name one famous guitarist from this lesson that cannot read music notation. Number 2. Give one reason why learning to read music notation is really important. Number 3. What type of notes are used in the 1800s to help singers find notes? Number 4. Name at least 2 basic elements of music notation. Number 5. What does the repeat sign instruct us to do? Number 6. How many beats does a whole note have? Number 7. What is color often associated with? Number 8. What frequency is concert pitch A usually tuned to? Number 9. What is the table or chart method of reading music called? Number 10. What number is used to indicate an open string on the guitar? That concludes this lesson.